All right, story time. So follow me on this, because I promise that will be worth your time. The thumbnail that you are going to see on this video is my plaque for earning All-State honors for cross country for my high school, and it is still up there when you go and visit the new high school. I placed 15th I placed 15th in Division 2A in the state of South Carolina back in 2009. Our team placed second in Division 2A, losing only to Bishop England High School. Before All-State honors my senior year, I had played football and ran sprints in track, and I also wrestled. I wrestled from 8th grade through my senior year in high school. I was a track sprinter, and I also played football from 8th grade through my sophomore year. My folks told me that I couldn't basically just sit around home and play video games, that I had to either play a sport or be in a band, and I had no desire to play an instrument, so I played sports. Um, Going through sports, I realized that I hated playing football. I was okay watching it, but actually like playing and like doing whatever it took to be good at it, I had no desire to do it. For example, I hated two-a-day practices. Two-a-day practices, I don't know if they still do it or not, but basically you have to be at practice before really the sun, well, I guess like 7 in the morning maybe. You practice for a given amount of hours, you rest, and then you also have your evening practices as well. So it's basically an all-day thing. I hated wearing pads. I hated sweating in the pads. I hated tall grass. I hated the bugs that would like crawl up on you and bite you during practice. I hated it. I guess games were all right. I hated, being beat 55-0 and having to call my folks and saying, "Well, we just got stumped in the dirt." I pretty much felt as if we were wasting our time. And really, what it had boiled down to is early on I came to the realization that I was more of an individualist versus a collectivist. And team sports were really never my thing. I had always been a loner and a lone wolf. Now on to track and sprinting. I hated sprinting, and I still hate sprinting to this day, even though sprinting does make you faster in long distance running. I remember one day running on this, like on the hard ass track that we had in high school before they built a new one. Um, I think it was my freshman year of high school, running track as a distance runner, as a sprint runner. Our our track coach at the time had us doing long distance running, and I remember that day specifically, thinking to myself, like, I could do this. Like, I can just think to myself, I could probably run forever. Like, I could really get used to this. And so that was my freshman year. My sophomore year, I told the track coach at the time that I wanted to switch from running sprints to running long distance, or at least running a little bit of mid distance. But I knew I wanted to be a distance runner. From the time I got towards the end of my freshman year, and basically he just laughed in my face. He like had this wide ass laugh on his face, like, haha, go with sprinters. Like I was telling a joke. So at that time, my sophomore year, I had acquiesced and ran sprints during that year. Now, junior year of high school rolls around. I made a decision to quit football. I was like, I'm wasting my time. I hate this. Like, it's not for me. I want to do cross country. So I had made the decision, honestly, over a year ago, but finally acted upon it my junior year. I guess you could say I was finally establishing my independence as a lone wolf, and I basically said, "Screw y'all, I'm doing this," and which became like how I kind of operate in life now. And there were others who also were playing football and decided to quit as well and join cross country, and they would actually become the core. They would become the core of our cross country team my junior year. And so moving on, so that same season, my junior year, we were to have a new cross country coach. His nickname was Mad Dog, and legend has it that when our coach had interviewed for the job, he told the interviewers that one or two things would happen: either we would have a state title, or they would no longer be a cross country team. And he was damn near right on both accounts. So basically, Mad Dog had sold us a dream, which is the whole entire title of this video. Now, our high school had a cross country team that had won a state title in the late 90s. If you go to the high school I graduated from now, there's still a banner, which has the team, I think it's from like 98. It has them, a row of people kneeling in the grass, some people standing up in the coach. So there's proof that it had been done before. Now, Mad Dog had taken us to our old high school gym, because we have a new high school now, but the high school I was at, he had taken us to our gym and taken us to the banner where the 98 team had won its title. And he basically showed us the banner and told us one word: immortality. So the picture, the trophy, the medals would last generations long after we were gone if we had won the state title in cross country. And so basically, he had sold us a dream. In my last video, I had explained why most leadership is ineffective. Like, I had already known that I could have been good at long distance running about 2 years before I had actually started to do it. However, it was Mad Dog himself who had done it for me in particular. Like, for the first time in my life, around the age of 16, I had met someone who had basically embodied, at least to some extent, what I had wanted to be. Not only did Mad Dog run with us in practice, but he ran more than us outside of practice. He had run more. Well, he had run like ultra marathons and like extreme trail runs, and also like the amount of running he done, he had to have several knee replacements. And really, it was his mindset that, for me in particular, that I wanted to emulate. Like, I had basically decided to myself when I was a teen, like, all right, well, this is the type of person that I want to be when I'm old, minus the knee replacements. And it was basically his willingness to do the work and his insanity is why we as a team would run through a brick wall for him. We really believed that we could have won the state title. And while Mad Dog may have not have been faster than us after the second year of him coaching us, my senior year, I have yet to this day, at the age of 33, to run any distance that's been longer than a half marathon in one go. With everything being said, though, our cross country team placed fourth in Division 2A my first year running it in 2008. And then we had won upper state my senior year, 2009, my second year running cross country, and placed second at state. The takeaway is that it is, when it comes to like leadership, it's best to embody what people want to be in order to get them to do what you want them to do, rather than trying to push them in the direction that they may or may not want to go. And in case you didn't know, the person in my thumbnail was my coach, Mad Dog.